Hi, I'm Aaron Goldhart with Tesla Energy Lights. We are here today to visit with Freda Benton with Just Us Friends. She has a really important message that we're supporting in regards to helping the children in Africa. I'm going to let Freda talk about this for a few minutes for you because we have some very special interest that I feel that you'll want to be a part of. And you'll notice I'm wearing this beautiful t-shirt with a peace symbol on it, and it says justusfriends.us. This is your invitation to become part of it also. So Freda, I'm going to let you give us a visit and tell us what's going on and share with us what's on here.
Thank you, Aaron. As Aaron said, my name is Freda Benton, and I want to talk to you about an organization that started in March of 2011. It's just a simple little business that we put together called Just Us Friends, and it is simply Just Us Friends. It began around a kitchen table. My son, Jason, had a calling to go to Tanzania. He wanted to help and volunteer and help the children of Tanzania. And when he arrived there, he met the owner of Good Hope Orphanage and School. As he was there, he began talking to them, and they desperately needed medical attention. They had about 100 orphans. Tanzania has 2.5 million orphans right now, primarily due to AIDS. HIV is a rampant killer in Tanzania. My son called me after he was there for less than 3 weeks and says, "Mom, these kids need help." And the amount of money that it takes to help over there is so little compared to what we're used to spending here in the United States. And as we began to talk over the telephone, I just had a vision that we could do this. And he said, "Who can do this?" And I said, "Just Us Friends." So I contacted my friends, and we began to talk about this. And I think all of us as human beings, we want to go out of this world giving back and knowing that we did something for somebody else. And we realized that the amount of money that it takes to supply and to help these children is basically what you would spend and waste every day here in the United States. So we began to talk about it and began to figure out what we needed, and we decided to build a medical clinic that would offer free medical services to the children and the orphans of Good Hope. And we hired local people, and we began building the Just Us Friends medical clinic. We employed doctors there in Moshi town and in Arusha who help us, and we also got volunteers to come and help us. When we launched this project, we didn't really know where it was going other than just to put a medical clinic there so that we could have the doctors look at ever so often and keep these kids healthy. When within 5 months, we've completed the clinic now using local labor, which we've stimulated the economy. Within 3 months, I had enough money from Just Us Friends, just people, to build the clinic and stock it with the necessary things that we needed just for the day-to-day care of these children. We also put it on our website to take in volunteers to help us, because obviously we're going to need volunteers. We've had an overwhelming success with this, and we are getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 applications a week for volunteers to come and help us in our clinic and in the orphanage and in the school. And they're coming from 26 different countries. We've had an outpouring of help that wants to come and help. Unfortunately, we make them pay their airfare over there, but we are different from other volunteer organizations. We will provide you with a free place to stay and give you 3 meals to help us with our project here. So that's different than most of the other volunteer organizations. That's what makes us different. We have no paid employees. We have no upper management, so every dollar that is donated goes directly to these projects. We're only large enough to do 1 project a year, and hopefully we'll just keep doing and keep moving to the next place that needs us. As the clinic was nearing completion, we decided to get a head start with the children and start providing checkups on all the children and doing tests on them, blood tests, to determine if they're HIV positive or what other problems they might be having. And our volunteers, began to look at the children, and I guess word got out around Arusha, and instead of the first day having 100 or 150 children, we had like 400. We finally had so many children that our volunteers had to just, we couldn't take them in the clinic, and they just said, look, we'll just have to schedule you, we will come to your orphanage and we'll help you with your checkups to provide files and backgrounds on these children, because these children have never had any medical records. So we're trying to provide these medical records so that we can treat these children. And now, after the first couple of weeks of seeing these children, we have over 1,000 children, and we've got over 800 more that are waiting out there wanting us to provide help, which we simply just don't have that kind of money right now. We will have. I know we'll have the money because I know we're following a bigger plan here. Everything has been so easy. We have accomplished what we set out to accomplish in such a short period of time that I know that it's coming. We have other countries who have contacted us and want to join teams with us, such as Uganda and Nigeria and Nepal. And we have volunteers from all of these areas as well. So they're wanting us to go to these areas. So we began with just a simple idea that came around a bunch of friends just talking, how can we make a difference? What I need to explain to you is that your dollar in Tanzania is multiplied 12 times. A $10 donation will provide an appendectomy for a child. $10. We waste that much every day in just going to Starbucks or whatever. So Tesla has agreed to match dollar for dollar, which we are so grateful for, because we would like to incorporate the Tesla energy lights into our clinic in Arusha. The Tesla energy lights I have had a personal experience with myself for the last 2.5 years, and they are amazing as far as helping calm the body. And one thing that you have to understand in Africa is they don't have the normal local sedatives and all the medications that we are just so accustomed to in the United States. It's not readily available. So the Tesla energy lights, we think, will be an added benefit to our clinic. And by using the Tesla energy lights and with the kids, we think it's going to help the body build up an immune system and help their body physically grow to help ward off some of the natural challenges that they have over there. They have no vaccines for polio and for typhoid and for AIDS or any of the other things. They have nothing that will help their bodies grow and help get through just the day-to-day things that we take for granted. So Tesla has so graciously offered to come on board with us and to sponsor us and to help us raise money so that we can get these Tesla lights over there to help our volunteers as well as the children. Now the children over there don't necessarily know the stresses that we know in our, they've lived without, they have no parents. Most of them, 35% of them are HIV positive. They don't even understand what that really means. However, if an HIV positive child becomes bitten by a malaria carrying mosquito, which is prevalent there, it's a death sentence almost immediately. And you have to be able to sustain and build up the body so that they can fight off the antibodies from this mosquito. And that's where we feel the Tesla lights will be just empowered these children. My son, Jason, is paramedic. He works under the jurisdiction of 2 doctors, MDs, that are from Moshi town that work in the hospital there, who are coordinating all of our volunteers. We're actually taking volunteers from medical students to actual MDs who have volunteered their time to come over and help with our project. All we need is money. And I must tell you that the difference between our organization and Just Us Friends and, let's say, the larger organizations is that our donations that we send over there, you can see the results instantaneously. We have no paid employees. We have no money coming out of our account. Everything that comes in is going directly to our project at this time, which happens to be Good Hope Orphanage. Every dime is transferred over there on an automatic basis. We don't have any red tape. We don't keep any money. Even our CPA for our 501c corporation is doing everything pro bono. So like I say, we're just friends. We're just friends reaching out to other friends to help us change the world, one child at a time. I'd like to introduce you to some of our volunteers and our friends who have come on board with us. Rebecca from Wisconsin has just been insurmountable. This is her second tour over there with us. She went with one group first, then she joined Just Us Friends, went home, worked in the States to help us get things organized, and now is back. And here she is, and she is on the computer making files for these kids, trying to set up a medical background. I've introduced you to my son, Jason, who is doing the work. We have other volunteers that come over that are in medical backgrounds, nurses, registered nurses, doctors, who are helping us get through all of these. This is the clinic. Our hope and our intent is not to have these children depend on us for their life. We want to teach them and educate them how to make it on their own. We have other things in place at the school. Where the school goes to the 8th grade, we're actually teaching 5 languages in the school so that hopefully they can get themselves past the 8th grade and go to the higher education. We're teaching them that they can make things, bracelets, whatnots, and beaded items, and they can put them on another friend of Just Us Friends' website and sell their items, and the money will go directly to them to help them. We have a group out of New York who has come in and they've put a water well. We have a cow. We have chickens. We have they're going to put a garden in so that they can grow their own vegetables. So our hope is, of Just Us Friends, that we will dedicate our time, our money for 2 years, and we will get them on a position to where they can sustain life and grow and multiply. And we can change the way it's been in Africa for years and years and years. And they won't be subdued anymore, and they can learn to use the resources that they have and be educated and stand on their own 2 feet. That's why we have a peace symbol for the sign of Just Us Friends, which again was also donated by a lovely graphic artist who did it for nothing. I can't tell you enough the gratitude that you feel when you help these children. These children are the most grateful children you will ever run into. I Skype with them on Mondays, and I'm going to tell you, when a child who's 4 or 5 years old gets on the Skype on our computers that we've taken over there, and they say, "Jambo Mimi, thank you for your life," that's what it's all about. That's why we're on this planet, is to help our fellow friends. That's where Just Us Friends came from. That's my passion. And I hope it'll be your passion too, because the world needs you.
Those kids deserve what we have to offer.
Absolutely.
There should be nobody that goes without.
Absolutely.
Now, something I'd like to point out that really emphasizes this is the value that you're bringing. I know that you're not making money, you're not paying administrative, which is usually a big percentage of what the larger groups do. But in reality, if you put in $1, it really equals as if you put in 24, mainly because we're contributing matching dollars for yours, and plus the value of what you can get as a result of the values in Africa. You get more for your money. So it really will help a lot of people go a long way just for $10 a month. I mean, make it something that you give back so you feel good all year round. Does that sound fair?
That's exactly right. And I'll tell you what I have found with so many people in the United States, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a philosopher, I'm just a person, but my experience, there is so much depression in the United States with people just caught up in the stuff, just the everyday stuff that we have to deal with every day. And what I tell people is, you know what? Pay it forward. Pay it forward and save your life, because it will come back threefold. And one contact you make with one person, by just helping that person and paying it forward, touches hundreds and thousands. And it's so important, and I've seen it with all of our volunteers at Just Us Friends. I've seen it with all of our friends who have come on board with us as Just Us Friends. The energy is incredible, and we are so empowered by this energy that I know that's why we've accomplished what we have accomplished in less than 5 months.
Are you talking about the support from the Tesla Energy Lights?
Absolutely.
Well, you know, Freda, we're committed to going to Africa in October. That's when the plan for the lights to be delivered. So we have a little bit of time for us to play our parts, to order the equipment and to get it down there. Now when we go, we're going to document exactly what Fred has been telling us. And real simply, we're going to present that back to you as our gift for honoring what you've helped us do. And what I'd like to do is invite you to send us your own photograph so we can acknowledge you for your participation. So that way, in the credits, you'll be part of that in name, word, and deed, and pictorially. Because the energy that you're providing is the support and the love that you offer. Now, what I want you to look at is a graph that we, as a group of 30 people, put together in Sedona a few months ago when we were doing a training. And you'll notice that this has a baseline in the first few minutes, and then as it progresses, we asked the group to send love to the room. And in that time frame, it took just a few seconds for the graph to go up to a level where it would sustain the love that we were sending. Now, this is exactly what we're asking for that can be measured tangibly in terms of your goodwill as well as your financial support. So that's honoring you, and I appreciate you, and I want you to feel comfortable with what you're doing to help us. So thank you, Freda.
Thank you, and I would just like to tell you that Just Us Friends would like to be your friend too.
You can join Freda and Just Us Friends by going to the website and Facebook. So it would be justusfriends.us. Facebook would be facebook.com/justusfriends.
Just Us Friends.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, well, thank you.
And we are also on Twitter.
Oh, Twitter too.
Twitter too.
Hey, can't be without both.
And we're blog. WordPress. Blog.
Oh boy. See, we're sophisticated.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Aaron, and thank Tesla for all you have done for us. Thank you so much. We are so grateful.